Hey everyone, so this is my day one for my 12 days of crafting today, and it is December 12th, so I know most people are finishing up their 12 days of crafting on December 12th because they started at December 1st, but I am coming a little late to the party, and I thought, well, I'm going to start at the 12th and end on the 24th. So every day I will be posting a video. Some will be really quick, some won't be so quick. And this this time around, and I'm totally just, you're gonna watch me do a process video. I haven't really thought through exactly what I'm doing yet, but this way you kind of get a feel for how I operate. So one of the challenges this month was to do a sketch using a sketch template from the annual catalog for December. So I'm going to do a one-page layout is what I'm going to do using this template. So we're just going to kind of put this off to the side up here so you can kind of have a visual for what I'm going to be creating for a scrapbook page. And then I wanted to show you, and I wanted to use the paper that is spend $75 and you get this gorgeous DSP for $5. So I just want to show you real quick. So you have front and back, and so this is the back. And I'm just going to flip through all this paper so you can see what it is all about. This is for the month of December, and it's while supplies last. So if they run out, then you won't be able to purchase it. But hopefully they have enough so that you can get this, because this is just really gorgeous paper. And I love all the blues. And just as a little hint, it would probably go very well with the Beautiful Blues card kit as well that is in the annual catalog. I think they have... it might be on low stock again, but it is still available last I checked. And then this is the back for this one. And so it would go with that one if you wanted to kind of extend that and make more Beautiful Blues cards. Now let's flip it this way here so it's not upside down. So we are going to just use these gorgeous blues and get busy. So yeah, and then the colors in this DSP is, let's see here, Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. So the lighter is the Balmy Blue and Night of Navy is the darker. Okay, so and then I have some Night of Navy and Balmy Blue cardstock, two-tone cardstock here that we can use. I'm just gonna put this aside, and then the Beautiful Blues card kit. I did a video on that, but just to kind of refresh your memory in case you haven't seen it, these are the gorgeous cards that you make with this Beautiful Blue. So you have You're in My Thoughts, Sending Love, and Wishing You Comfort, and these just went together very quickly. I did them in like 10 minutes each. And it's just gorgeous. Look how pretty all that is. So I may pull some of this product into my layout. I haven't decided yet. But when you get these card kits, a lot of them have a stamp set, and so this is the stamp set that's in here. So you have this leaf, and you have kind of these basic sayings: sending love, wishing you comfort, and you're in my thoughts. So it could be like a sympathy kind of cards, or just a, you know somebody's having a rough time, just thinking of them. And anyway, so this is a great card kit to get. And let's say we'll put this aside. I'm not sure if we're going to use that or not, but we may. Okay, so actually it's kind of right in the fold here, so I'm going to just leave it like that so we can kind of see what that looks like. Okay. Love all this paper, so let's get a little busy. I think I tend to like to use the darker color, at least for like a frame kind of thing. So we're gonna gut this and have this dark Night of Navy. I think it's the Night of Navy, right? Yeah, Night of Navy as my background frame. So if you've never done gutting before, what I like to do is I go to 1 inch and I cut around. So I'm gonna pause 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to go out 1 inch on my cutter. You can see it's right at the 1 inch here. I'm starting it there. And then I'm going to go down to 11. And I like to do 1 inch because it's just easy to see it on the cutter, and it gives me a good base, even if I only want to do like show half an inch. It'll give me a good base to glue the rest of my pages, my designer series paper to it. So it's just kind of a quick and easy way of bringing in, you know, like a mat. So, and I am going to just do this the one page, but I will do a companion one in a different video. That'll probably be tomorrow's video. So just gonna pull that out, and I'll use that sheet for other parts and pieces. Okay, so put this aside for a sec. Okay. Now, I really liked this. Let's see here. But this has actually kind of both the light and the dark, and I think that's probably what I'm going to use. But I'm just going to flip through real quick. Oh, actually, this is a good one too. You know what, actually, I think I will use that one. That one's just a little more neutral, so we'll use that. Let's put this aside. And then what I'm going to do is just cut a, since we have a 1 inch border here, I'm going to just cut half of an inch off on each end. So it'll end up giving me 1/4 of an inch for the dark color, Nighted Navy. I'll show you what I mean once I have this cut. So I just cut half an inch and half an inch. So now this is 11.5 by 11.5. Okay, and then this is just going to go right like this. Now, if I wanted a fatter border, I could put this under like that and do it that way. But I'm going to have it as a skinnier border. We're going to have it like this. Now, remember, this is the layout that the template that we're going to use. So I'm just going to play with this for a minute. So if I have this here, I probably still need, well, actually, I'm going to cut out these two pieces using probably a white. I think that would actually, nope, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to use the Balmy blue, because I think that's really kind of pretty. I love this color. It's kind of a babyish color. That would be good for a baby boy. But I think it'd be really good to have it as, so I'm going to use this and white. Grab my white willow in here. Okay. So I am going to cut the white willow at a 5 by 7 size. And that would, so my picture will be, if I actually be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. But so this is going to be kind of like a placeholder, but it'll just be a very narrow white behind it. So I'll just trim my picture once I get it. So let's see, 5. So I'm going to do 5 by 7. I don't have the picture printed yet, but like I said, I would just trim off like a 1/4 of an inch around my picture once I get the 5 by 7. So, okay, so we're gonna have that for the base, and then the other one looks like it's about a 4 by 6 size. So I'm going to actually, I think what I'm going to do, because that can, yeah, actually I'll keep that. So I'm going to do, let's see, this is 5. So I'm going to do, let's see, 4. I'm going to do 4 by 5 for now. Because I'll probably, when I get my picture, I'll trim it. So, because it'll be a 4 by 6 size, and then we'll just trim it up. Okay. So, that. Okay. So that's 5 by 4. So now I want this to be, I just want a really thin. So I'm going to do 5 1/4. 1/4 by 4 1/4. And that's gonna, so that'll be like that. And then this, so this is 5 1/4. Let's see, can we get 7? Yep, so 7 1/4. There we go, very little waste. Okay, so that will be here. Yep, perfect. Okay, so we got that and that. Now I need like a circle in that, and I'm gonna grab my stylish shapes because that has both those shapes in there, and we'll die cut it. Okay, so I'm going to push this off a little bit. So here's the stylish shapes. I've used this on probably almost every layout and cards. So just if you haven't gotten this, I highly recommend that you do so. It is a repeat from last year's catalog, so it is in this year's annual catalog as well, which is the one that I'm using for the template. I don't know if they'll renew it, but I would get it while you can because, like I said, I use this constantly. So grab a little cut stuff here. Okay. So we need a circle and then this shape. So grab, so this one, and no, that's kind of, maybe I think I'll cut out the largest and then the next, just, I'm not sure how big I want that to be. Okay, so you make your sandwich. So you use the clear template, and actually it's for embossing. Okay, so here's kind of your guide. So you place the die cut edge down, which is, and then you have, so that's number 1. So that's this thing. So this is number 1. It's been a while since I used this one, so I usually use my big one. Okay, so we're gonna have this and this sandwiched together, and then I need the paper. So I'm gonna trim that up real quick. And so the die cut machine is about, actually I'm gonna just grab this. So it's about 3.5 inches wide. So I'm gonna cut my paper to just 3.5. And then, let's see. Actually, I should have measured. Oh, yeah, that largest circle just fits on there. So I'm going to cut the Balmy glue in the large circle size. I'm going to just feed this through. And if, just a reminder, so when you're using the small one, because it's so lightweight, you kind of want to stagger your plates, your sandwich. So it grabs it easier. So you'll see that I'm kind of, see how I have that? So I have this staggered out the top piece so it can grab it easier. And then you just roll it on through. There we go. And the crafting, that just means that it's cutting. So we have that. And then I'm going to cut a smaller size in white. So, just because I think that will, that's going to be my sentiment, and I kind of want it, I think I'll want it to be white. Okay, so I'm going to sandwich this, and so that's going to be right there. And again, I'm staggering it, and there you go, get it to grab. Oops, sometimes it gets a little, oh, that's because I grabbed that, that's too thick. Put that on there better. If you have like a magnetic mat, that works great because then it'll just hold it in place, but I don't have one yet for this die cut machine. Hopefully that's coming out soon. Okay, so we got the white, the blue, and then I'm going to cut this in the white as well. I like to kind of pre-cut everything out, and then I can play with it, and I may change my mind later as to what I'm using, but it just kind of gives me my options as I'm thinking through my process. So cut this out, and I am kind of thinking I might do this large in a pad. Well, no, I'm not going to do it in a pattern. It'd be too much. Too busy. Yep. So, back. This back. But what I might do is cut out, for interest, several of this shape in the pattern. So I kind of want to bring out some of those beautiful patterns. So let's do So this is the front half of the one that we're using on the back. So I'm going to move that. So I know when I make my right hand page, I'm going to need to use this. So I'm going to actually gut this at the 1 inch, just so that I can make sure that I have this for the other page. So, and then I'll use the gut part for cutting out the little tag. Okay, so I'm just going to get that done. Especially since this paper, you only get one, no matter how much you purchase. This one you can only get it once for $5. So I know I can't get any more. So I want to make sure I conserve as much of it as I possibly can, in case I need it. Okay, so trim that a little bit, didn't quite cut all the way through. And there we go. Okay, so I have that. So I just want, like, maybe, let's see, what is this? This is a little over an inch, so 1.25 inches. I'm just going to do 1.25 inches there. Okay. And then I'm going to do I'm going to take the guts from the Night of Navy at 1.25 inches. So I can have some of those in there, and then the Balmy blue. There we go. Okay, and then I kind of want, let's see. So this is a really pretty tone on tone, so won't be so busy. So we'll do 1.25 inches on that. There, and then and I'll use the reverse too. So have that and that. Okay, that looks good for getting a good supply here. Okay, back to my embosser. So what I like to do is kind of layer, cut 2 at once, then we'll flip it over, and actually this one I want to do it that way, and then we'll do the other side as well. So this one I think I actually ended up doing 1.25 inches, so I'm right on the line here for this, but whoops. And if you need to like hold it in place, you can use washi tape or even like a post-it note or something. But I'm gonna just try and wing it here. So okay. So I got that through. remember I stacked the two together. So we have those two, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the same on this side. So then we have two different ones. And the reason why I'm flipping it over and not just cutting it and calling it a day is because this die has that really pretty edge to it. And so I kind of want that to show. And actually, because this one is slightly smaller, I'm going to just have that on top. So make sure that I capture it. Okay. Quite lined up there. Sometimes you just gotta get it just right. Okay. Okay. And this time I staggered it with the top being just slightly below the other one. So either way it works. It's just as long as you can grab it with your, as you're rolling it through. Okay. So there's that. I'll just put these aside. I might use them later. And then we're gonna do the two-tone cardstock. So remember, this is two-tone, so you have a light and a dark. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna flip it over, cut it on the dark side first, and then flip it so you have light side. Okay. So anyway, so all the prep is what can take a while sometimes. And then just the creating can go much faster. But, so we have that, and then I'll flip this over. And this truly, I did not really think through exactly what I wanted to do. So you are watching me live as I'm thinking on the fly as to what to, how I want to create this and what I want to do with it. So, and you're going to get some sneak peeks because I am going to use a stamp and a punch that is not available until January. So I won't be able to show it to you in the catalog, but it will make sure that I got the light. Yeah, sometimes it's like so hard to tell which is light and which is dark, but when you see it side by side, definitely that's a light. First I thought, oh, did I forget to flip it over? So, and then again, so here's the Night of Navy is very easy to tell because that's definitely more faded, kind of like faded blue jeans kind of look. But so we got that. Okay, so we have that. We have a circle. I probably want some journaling there, right? So I am going to pull from the paper pumpkin. So this is an additional piece that with paper pumpkin every 3 months they come out with a die that will coordinate for the paper pumpkins for that particular month. So this one was for October, November, December, and it's the one that says Joy. So I'm going to use this. I might use this for my title. So I'm going to cut out Joy, and then I'm going to use this for the journaling part. And then this has like cute little floral motif, so, which is going to go with the December paper pumpkin. I don't have it yet, just shipped. So, and if you purchased the paper pumpkin, if you got that special that was going on, such an awesome deal. I hope you did get it because it was up to 30% off if you ended up getting the 1-year subscription. So really great piece. And once you have a subscription for paper pumpkin, you can go back and get you know, any of the paper pumpkins that are still available, but you have to be a subscriber. So you already have to, so you have to subscribe in order to get it. So I'm just pulling these off because then I can cut them out. And then this is the stamp set that was in the November one. So anyway, okay, since we have this out, let's get this going. So I probably want this in white so I can journal on it. So I'm going to cut this out in white. Actually, it might fit, yeah, fit right like that. Okay. And then I think I'm going to do, might do Joy. And actually, no, I want Joy in the dark color, I think so. Okay, let's put that back. Okay. Let's see. Will it fit in here? Ooh, yeah, I think I can just get it to fit. So. Get that on here, so I have to kind of tilt it a little bit just to kind of get it on there. Oops. There. And because I'm not sure if I want to, oh shoot, it shifted. Okay, I'm gonna help this out. There we go. I'm not sure if I want the dark or if I want the balmy blue, so I'm going to cut it in both. And I might still be able to use this as like a outline. We'll see. But. Oh, actually, I think it did. Yep, I got it. Just looked like it shifted, but it didn't. Okay, so we're good. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the balmy blue and cut it in that. And this one's a little bit wider, so I don't have to put it in an angle. There we go. And you just poke it through the little holes. That's what these little holes are for when you have the dies. It's just to kind of poke it through. If you have a pokey tool, you can use that. A lot of times I just have my scissors. That's because that's what's right handy right there. And I'm gonna get that dark there. Okay. So what I was trying to do, or was thinking I might do, is sort of doing it like a off-centered kind of layer like that. But we'll see. I'll have to play with it and decide. At least we got that. And then I think, so let's see that. I'm going to cut out, let me see. Yeah, so I'm going to cut out this a little bit bigger. Just so I might have that as a layering piece. So I feel like I'm on like one of those shows where like a cooking show where you have to hurry up and you know they give you so many ingredients and then you have to make something with it. That's kind of how it feels doing this when I'm doing it on the fly. Okay, sometimes it can take me like all day to come up with something, and other times I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna wing it and let's see what happens. So it seems like the more time I spend on it, sometimes it ends up being just too busy. So I'm almost better off just winging it. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna grab it. And I just love these dies because look at that's that little dot dot dot, that the little detail you got on these stylish shapes. It's just really versatile and it looks really nice in a layout. I just, you know, it's great for cards as well. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. And then, so, okay, let's put that off to the side. Okay, so I think we got most of the things that we wanted. Okay. And so now let's kind of play with our layout and see. I don't know if I want or need these, so I might hold off on this. Okay, so I'll just put that off to the side. my stylish shapes off to the side. Put it back in an envelope here. So, like I said, if you don't have this yet, I highly recommend, because you have squares, which you can make into a rectangle. You just stretch it, right? And then you have circles, and then those other little shapes that are great for sentiments. Okay, so you're going to get a sneak peek of what is coming in January. So, this is called Woolly Friends. So, and then if you get the bundle, it has the punch. And so this is the punch, and that cuts out the sheet. So I think this is so cute. And then it also cuts out the ribbon, the bow for the sheep, and then the bell, because that's the bell, that's the bow, and then you have the sheep. And then you could even like use this sheep like for clouds or something like that. I think that would be really cute too. And then this is the stamp set. So I'm going to use You're Simply Fabulous, because let me make sure that's going to fit. Yep. And actually, Welcome Cutie, this would be really cute for like a little boy page, a little baby picture, or even You Make Me Happy. That'd be cute. But I'm doing You're Simply Fabulous because I'm a huge, I love wool, and Wool and is like one of my favorite brands. It's called Wool with the ampersand and. And I recently converted to basically using almost all wool. Some of it may have like a blend to it, but majority is wool. And I did this because it's, you know, I don't like to do the fast fashion anymore. I think, you know, it is an investment, but it holds its value and it lasts a long time. And I don't like having polyester and man-made fabric. So that is why I am doing this kind of to show. So one of the things that you do, they have a lot of challenges, like and so like right now they have a challenge for if you wear leggings for 5 days, the same leggings, then and you post your picture, you take a picture every day, and then you can get like this particular challenge, you can get $10 coupon. And then if there's other challenge, like you can do a 100-day dress challenge. So you wear the same dress for 100 days and you get $100. Or they have ones that are 30 days and you wear it for 30 days and you get $30. So it's just different kind of way of looking at your clothes and how you don't need to have a huge wardrobe. You can get by with less. And it holds its value. They have a buy sell trade site. So since I started this around the same time as when I started losing weight. So I think I want the bow. Yeah, that's the bow. So almost about a year ago was when I started, and I've lost 50 pounds since then. And I'm not saying it's just because of the wool, but it kind of helps you get things in perspective as far as, you know, what's important and what isn't so important, you know, freeing your time up to do other things. And you're not doing as much laundry. Wool actually is natural odorizing, so it doesn't smell. I mean, they've had some people who they don't even wash their clothes for like 10 days and they wear the same thing for 10 days and it doesn't smell. So just different things like that. It's great for hiking, that kind of thing. So I've never gone that long, but I have gone 5 days without washing. And so this particular, the leggings one, I am going to go 5 days. I mean, I've never done 5 days in leggings but I'm going to try it this time, and I'm on day 3 and there's no smell. I take it off, turn it inside out, let it air overnight, and put it back on. So anyway, so that is why I kind of wanted to do this You're Simply Fabulous, because I'm going to put some pictures of myself wearing the wool clothing, and so that's why I have the fabulous on there. But like I said, it'd be cute. It'd be really cute for baby pictures too. So, okay, so let's kind of lay this out and see how this is going to look. And I think my right hand page, that's going to have, I'm going to do like multiple pictures on that one. So this one will be probably one that's recent picture of me having achieved the 50-pound loss. And then the ones on the right hand side, I'll probably do like a little quilt kind of pattern thing to it, where I can have lots of pictures and show the progress that I've made. So we have that, and then this was going to be my little journaling, and let's see here. This is up like this. Oh, I need to cut that in a dark color. Where did I put my? I need my white journal. So anyway, so this is probably going to be my title. Like off to the side, Joy, you're simply fabulous here. And then I might do like the little flags going either here, maybe here probably, and then on the other side. So we'll do that. And then my little sheep can go here. So let's see here, the sheep. So we have that. Let's see, I want to see how I like, oh, I see, it'll go kind of like that. And then I'll stamp his legs in there, and, or her legs. And then probably stamp the bow there. And yeah, actually that'll look cute. Yep, okay. So let's, I don't know what I do with my tag. I cut it out, and now it seems to be missing. Okay. Okay, we're going to stamp using the Night of Navy, which is the dark blue. And I'm going to just put, when you use the Stampin' Up! Ink pads, they're very, very juicy, especially the dark ones, it seems like. So don't press super hard. You're just going to lightly line it up and put it where you want it. And I'm just going to kind of let it sink in here and just kind of press on it. Get it in there, get a good impression. There we go. And then I'm going to, should have had my cleaner. Just going to clean this real quick. Okay, so I clean that off. Then we're going to put it back on the carrier. Okay, and then let's see. So I need, oh, actually, you know what? I should stamp, I'm going to stamp this too. So put it back on there. Because I might just layer this like punch it up a little bit, so with a dimensional, but I'm not sure, so I'm gonna, for now, just kind of line it up, get it on there. Okay, and then I want to do the face. Here's the face, and I need to do the bow too, but I'll do the face first. So when you first get these polymer stamps, just kind of, because when it comes from the factory, it has like a little, might have a little film to it, like, so just press it on like your skin, or probably your skin's the best place, and then because it'll pick up the oils, and then it'll help kind of get rid of that little film on there. You don't have to do it every time. A lot of people do though, because they get so used to having to do it. So, but it's just kind of a good habit to get into. So, okay, so we got that. And some people like to stamp and then punch out, which I usually do that as well, because then you can get it lined up exactly right. But we just did it this way instead. So, okay, so we got that. And then now I need my bow. And I'm going to still use the Night of Navy because it's the darker color. to get it. But I'm gonna I'm gonna actually there put it on the darker side of the Balmy blue. So just kind of line that up. And if I don't like it, I'm gonna just stamp on the scratch paper and then punch it out. But actually, oh, that's not bad. So I think we'll leave it. Okay. So we have that and that. Here's the little guy. Okay. So yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. And now I do want to stamp my sentiment. So let's see. That is, there it is. Okay, and it was going to be, you look simply fabulous. You're simply fabulous. Okay, so I'm just putting it on my hand to kind of get that oils off, and I think, looking at this, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of put it like in the lower corner. I might put like something off to the left a little bit, but we shall see. That way I can kind of dress it up with some gems or something like that. Okay, so let that sink in. And so I think this is going to be so cute. I love this little sheet set. It's really cute. And I am grabbing this because this is going to be like a solid. And I'm going to kind of play with this. I'm going to do it on here first because I think what I'm going to do probably is layer like the head and have that as a dimensional and leave this because this didn't quite line up the way I wanted. But I'm going to actually play with that for a minute and just see how I like this. So I think this is called rock and roll. So you just kind of lightly tap it on your ink pad to get like an outline, right? And then you can stamp off. So that's first generation. So stamping off. So I'll show you. So it looks like that. It's really dark. And now I'm going to do second generation. And sometimes with these darker inks, you can even do like third and fourth. But I gotta get this lined up just right. And just see how I like this. There. So kind of gives it that little outline like that. I might actually just stick with that. And now, so this now will be third generation. So it's going to be even lighter. And I'm just going to kind of stamp it on there. If I don't like it, I can always restamp it or flip it over. Ooh, but I like that. I think that's kind of gives it a little, so we're going to leave that. And then what I might do is use a blending brush, which is one of these. And I'm going to grab my Balmy blue and kind of just put that on some of the different parts here. Okay, so I don't have Balmy blue ink, but what I do have is the marker. So I'm going to do the Stampin' Blends. So with Stampin' Blends, you have a light and a dark. And then you have, so you have a more narrow, pointy end. This is the dark that I'm using. Dark is the actual true color. And then you have like a little fatter end. And so I'm going to take the light. I'm going to use the fatter end. So this is a glass mat. Actually, it's not very dark. Maybe I will need this. Yeah. So on the glass mat, what's nice is you can just wipe it off. You can also do this on your block too. So I'm basically creating a blue palette there. So, and I'm making sure that, as you can see, this has a blue tint to it already that I've used previous. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this ink on here. And then I'm just going to kind of lightly go in on the body here. And actually, I think I need a little bit more. Again, this is the darker, which is the true color. You could even like just color it in too if you want, but just gonna get a little bit on there, and then I kind of want the face, have that little bit there. This is barely, it's really subtle, but you can kind of see there. And then I am going to just put a little bit here on the sentiment as well. And I think I'm going to do, actually I'm going to take some of the Night of Navy because it's a little bit darker. Well, it's more than a little bit. This one's hard to open. Most of these I don't really have issue with, but this one is super hard. Okay, so Night of Navy. So you can just tap it on your, see how dark that is? Ooh, that's really dark. To kind of get your little palette going. And then I'm going to, because I started with the light, now this is the dark, so I'm going to just put a little bit here. Just kind of rub it there. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit more of an outline here. And then, don't want to be too dark, but just kind of get it off like that. And then put a little bit on the face. And then I have, let's see what color is this. This is kind of it's like a purpley pink. I think it's Freesia. Oh, dark bubble bath. So I'm going to take the light of that and just kind of put a little bit on the cheeks. Right here, like that. And maybe just on the ear, like that. Just kind of give it a little bit more dimension. Okay, and now we're going to wipe that off. So, and this is really dark. So I'm just using kind of a cloth here that I have. You could use the chamois or whatever you have to just, even just paper towel, to just kind of clear it off. Okay. There. Let's see. So we have the sentiment. We did that. We have that. Got my little face there. And then, oh, I'm going to have a little bow. So that's going to go there. Put it over there because it's still a little damp. There. That's going to be so cute. Okay. So I don't really need that anymore. Put that off. And whenever I punch, or if I'm stamping something, I'll punch out 2 or more, because sometimes you make a mistake when you're inking and you don't want to have to stop and punch or die cut more. So that's why I have all those extras sitting off to the side. And I think that is good. So I'm going to put my little fluffy body back here. And I could do like the little flowers around the edge or something, but I'm going to just leave it. So, okay. Alrighty. Now, let's kind of clean up a little bit here. And so we got our tags. And actually, you know what? I still have a little bit of ink on here, so I'm going to just rub it here, like kind of right in the middle. So when I do my journaling, it has that little bit of spot there. And you could even, if you want to get a darker edge onto here, that would look cute. Just kind of bring that out. Okay. All right. So let's start assembling. Okay. So here's our base, right? And then we're going to have this cute, pretty little background. Okay. And then we're going to do this with that. So this is my 5x7 picture, and this is my 5x4 picture, which I'll trim. And then we're going to have, this is going to go here. And this will be popped up. This will go underneath. And it's going to go like that. Raise that up a little bit. And, oh, my journal. So this will go kind of right here. There. I think that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to kind of double layer this. Put Joy up here. And I think I'm going to cut out Joy in the dark blue again, so I'll have it doubled, so I can do like a little lower section too. So it's so we'll do that, and then we'll start assembling and gluing down. Okay, so I'm going to layer my Joys here. I'm going to use this adhesive real quick. So I'm going to put just a little bit here, a little bit here. Okay, so we're going to have one that's going to be slightly above. It's going to look like that. And then one that's slightly below. And it's going to look kind of like, whoops, like that. So you have it kind of doubled layered here. And then we're going to flip it over and kind of just really glue it together. And really, if you have liquid glue, that's probably best. As using liquid glue on camera is a little hard because you get your fingers sticky and then all that. So, so we're just going to do it like that so you can see how to get that kind of a shadow look to it when you don't have a shadow die. Okay, so put that off, Okay, so I'm going to just, and I don't know why I turned it over. That was just kind of habit, I guess, because it's white on both sides. It's not two-toned. So anyway, do our layers, and then do this, and then I'm going to just gonna put this down here. It's kind of nice that this has the verticals, so you can line things up. And actually, I'm gonna glue this onto here before we go too much further. Okay, it was sticking because I had the Joy on here a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna just lightly go around this edge, and then, and if you have a glue, the green Tombow glue, use that, or you could use the Stampin' Up adhesive, whatever you prefer. And I kind of skip, just both save on adhesive, but also to kind of, so it's not, so I can remove like that. I can remove it easier if I decide, oh, I don't have it positioned in the right spot. So I'm just trying to center it. There we go. There. Okay. Okay. And just kind of press down, and then I'm gonna do this one. There we go. Out of habit, I flipped it over, even though it's the same on both sides. So we're gonna just do that. And then this is going to go up like that. I think this would be so cute. This would be a really cute baby page too. So, okay. And yeah, actually it's lined up pretty good. Okay. And then I am, because I haven't done my journaling yet, I'm just going to glue this one down, but I'm going to just lightly do the tag, because I want to write on it, and if I mess up the writing, I can remove it and put a different tag on there. And I think actually I'm going to go like a little lower like this. I'm kind of hesitating, I wonder if I want to trim it, but for now we'll just leave it like that. I can always redo it later if I decide to trim it right there. Okay, so now we're going to do Joy off to the side, and actually I think I want to pop it, so I'm going to use dimensionals on here. I think that would look good. for the joy. Plus then it allows me to slide my picture underneath. So I'm just going to put dimensionals in the area that is like solid part, so it doesn't show through on the back. And then up there. Then we're just going to kind of pop it up like that. So now I can slide my picture in without messing with it. And I might actually do a little dimensional right there too. A little tiny one. So stepping up does make really tiny dimensionals. So this would be a good case for having those. Which I do have, but I'm just using what I got right in front of me. So there. Okay, and then this I'm going to do with dimensionals as well, because I want to have it kind of going across to where that picture will be. So just a little hint. So I put it across this way, but I'm not going to remove the adhesive. So I'm going to leave that sticker part right there on there. And then when I get my picture, I can remove it. But this way, or I could just leave it. This way it'll still pop it up, but I can still slide my picture in there, see? Okay, so we have that. And then I saw these little bobby things. So I'm going to put like a little, get a little more blue in here. I'm going to put this on like a little bobbing head. So one side. Okay, I decided not to, because then I'd have to cut out a hole in the page, but just so you can get a feel for what I was talking about. You could attach the head onto here, and then this is like a spinner. So wouldn't that be kind of cool to have the head and it just spins around? But I think it'd be cute on a card. But for layout, might be a little too much, because you'd have to cut out the hole and have it poke through. So we will just leave it as is, and I'm going to put, instead I'll put it on a dimensional to pop it up. So we'll do that. There is also like a little springy thing that you can get, I've seen too, where kind of like pops up from the card. That would be cool as well for the card. But again, I wouldn't, if you do it on layout, then you'd have to cut out a way for somebody to be able to access it. So we're just going to leave it as is. So, okay, and then I'm going to glue my little ribbon on here. And you could use the bell or the little bow, but I'm using the bow. There. How cute is that? Isn't that cute? Okay, and then I'm gonna just attach it to the background. There we go. And I'm going to just kind of lower it down a little bit. So debate if I want that popped up, but this is already popped, so I think I'm going to leave it flat, but I'm just going to lightly put the adhesive kind of like right in the middle, so I can slide my picture or my journaling in there like that. And there we go. So now these little flag pieces, what I like to do is I'm going to cut these all in half, because then I can use them on the other page. So cut them in half, and then we'll play with them. See how I like to use these flags, because it just kind of adds a little bit extra. So and you could do like some taller, some shorter, but I'm just doing them approximately all the same. So that. And then this one. Okay, so let's see here. Almost doubled. Yeah. Okay, so this is the back of the cover. So we're just going to kind of, actually I think I'm going to start with a solid. So solid, then that. And then maybe another, and do the lighter of the Night of Navy, because remember this is two-tone. So, and then we could do another pattern, and then the lighter of the Balmy blue, and then the dark, and then you have this. So let's see, do we need all those? I think that's a little overkill. So let's see here, probably like that, right? Oops. I swapped that out because this has the dots on the right side. Okay. I think we just need maybe 4. Actually 3. I think 3. Let's just do the 3. So we're going to do the lighter of the Night of Navy and that. Actually, I'm going to reverse that. So let's do that one, this one. There, that looks better. And that's funny. Trying to figure out which one I like better. So I think, yeah, let's do this. So we need that dark in there. I think that just needs to be dark. And then I think this needs to be dark. So we're going with 4. Okay. So we have that. Actually, that. There we go. It's funny how it takes you a while to figure out just these little flags, right? Okay, I like that. Okay, so we're gonna go with that, and we'll just kind of have it scattered going across. And I know I'm still playing with it. Flip that out. Nope. So funny, I'm trying to see which. Okay. Dark in the middle. That one there. That one there. I like that. Okay. So we're going to go with that. And then on the other page, I'll probably reverse it. Or I might even put it on the, on the edge. But I think that'll look cute. Is that too heavy on the right? Now that I'm looking, it might be too heavy on the right. Let's do this. That could be why I didn't care for it. Like it was just something was off. Yep, there we go. That, and there. See, I like that two-tone better. Okay, there we go. So let's glue that down. And then I'm done, other than, I mean, of course, I still have to do journaling, and I still have to print out my pictures and put that on there. But this basically is a done piece. And I think it looks super cute. And it's going to kind of, be like my little ode to my wool. And I'll talk about that in my journaling a little bit on here, although that's a pretty small journaling spot. So I'll probably carry it over onto the other page a little bit. But there you go. So I think that turned out super cute. And like I said, so this is the wool, that wool stamp and punch is available January, the first Tuesday in January, and that's when it'll be on the site, and so you'll be able to order it then. I think it's super cute. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I will post tomorrow the right hand page.